Hello, everyone. Viewing audiences all over the world. Australia, Great Britain, New Zealand, Africa, Zimbabwe, I don't know, wherever you are watching. Welcome to DPS The Next Level. We have a wonderful episode today. I have 6 staff members with me that without them, there's no school, no transportation, no food, no school. So today we have our nutrition service staff with us, and I am really glad to be here. Amber Whitmire, how are you? Your people are great. And I'm going to ask them to introduce themselves and their schools, and then we'll take it from there.
Eugene Henderson, Westwood Elementary. Are
you from Dayton, Eugene?
Yeah.
What high school?
Dunbar.
Oh, say that one more time.
Dunbar.
Okay. Thank you, Eugene.
Angela McCory, the Wagaman Middle School.
Angela, I met a couple years ago. I learned all about her story. I heard she was retired and came back to work here. And I said, you can't be retired because you don't look old enough to. So we had that conversation. Yep. I remember that.
Catherine Gray Young, Ponit CTC.
Miss Young, your kids are amazing. I mean, every time we have something that requires food at Ponit's, the people always leave and ask, who cooked this? Who are these folks? And one of those people is my mother. She wants me to get a plate from you all for Christmas. So
Donna Johnson, Louise Troy Elementary.
Well, we just saw each other today.
We did.
Let me tell you something about Louise Troy. First of all, I love their cafeteria setup. And also, they have the best, I'm going to challenge all the elementary schools, they have the best popcorn in the district. Yeah. I mean, just salted perfectly, perfect amount of oil.
Angela knows she comes and gets it from
Oh, yeah. Oh, see, there it is. I left Dunbar today, and I text Cheney Good, the principal, and said I'm on my way. And I came down this morning to get my popcorn. It's the best in the district.
Jessica Dixon, Jackson Center.
Well, I promise you, viewers, this is not a coincidence. I spent a lot of time in buildings, so I was at Jackson Center today. And Jackson Center is our alternative school. And I love what you are doing with our students that are some of the most at-risk students. They're there because they've been suspended or expelled, and they're treated with dignity there. They're treated kindly, and I love their cafeteria setup. In fact, I was going to eat something today, but I heard that we were going to have a meal, so I decided to come here and eat.
Larisha Spear, Meadowdale High School.
Oh, man. Meadowdale High School.
Well, I'm all over.
Yeah. I love the cafeteria setup. I love the black and gold because my fraternity's black and gold. I taught at Meadowdale, and everybody there is so, so nice. I love your staff.
They are.
They're just the sweetest, and so I know the kids like them as well.
Yes.
All right, let's get started. Before I start talking about the kids, I mean, you all work in nutrition services. I'm just curious. Can you cook?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm just curious. I mean, like at Christmas when the family comes over, they're gonna be like, "What?"
Yeah. I do Thanksgiving, so yeah,
okay.
I cook.
You do?
Yes, I cook.
And Angela, tell me more. What's your specialty? Chitlins?
Oh no, that's out. They enjoy my dressing.
Okay.
I make Donna's dressing. I went over to her school and made 5-6 pans.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you make your specialty for the kids?
Mm-hmm. I made mine, and then I went over and made her 6 pans.
Okay, I'm gonna ask the kids at Louise Troy what they think.
I think they liked it.
Does it have gravy too?
I did. We have gravy.
I need to get a memo or alert when this happens.
We sent food over to Amber and Zach and them
Okay.
office.
Who else has a specialty?
My specialty is baked beans, green beans.
Okay.
Dressing like hers, macaroni and cheese.
Baked beans, green beans. And baked beans, using any syrup?
No.
Okay.
No.
They just sweet.
They just sweet.
Okay.
Come with sugar.
Okay. All right.
No, I don't do no syrup or no honey.
Any other specialties that's going to be cooked during the holidays?
Buffalo did pasta.
Eugene, what you got a specialty?
Mac and cheese and banana pudding.
Mac and cheese, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, we had some today. Was that as good as yours?
No.
No,
But it was decent, though.
he didn't even blink. He said no. He said it was decent. So I have to tell you, I was excited about today. One of the places that I always go when I come into schools is a cafeteria. I never miss. Sometimes I get the classrooms, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I talk to the principal, sometimes I don't. But lunch duty in the cafeteria, I'm guaranteed to go there because one, there are lots of kids there. Usually I can catch the principal there. But I always ask the kids about the food and they usually give me a thumbs up. And in the elementary school, they actually know who you are because you're on the calendar and they pay attention. In high school, except for one high school, nobody knows you. So I know they're telling me the truth if they say they like it because they don't know I'm the superintendent. So tell me about the kids and the most enjoyable part about providing nutrition services to them. I said enjoyable.
Yeah, oh, yeah, it's definitely enjoyable, especially if you know that they are at risk. So, yeah, I like that. Really do. I enjoy it.
Or when you serving their favorite.
Yeah.
Okay.
And how they get excited to run to the
Yeah.
line like, oh, it's Taco Tuesday. You know, all the kids love Taco Tuesday day. Salisbury steak day. You know,
Okay.
Mashed potatoes with the corn served with it. And especially if we got greens and the corn loaves on the side, they love that. The teriyaki chicken with the rice. They call it the Chinese.
Yeah, the
Chinese chicken.
I like it when they ask me, I'll just say, spaghetti. Can we have spaghetti next week? I said, we'll see what we can do, because that spaghetti's really my favorite. And they don't know it's already on the menu. I said, let me see what I can do. And they come in and they have that spaghetti. And they're like, you did this for me? I did.
Let it ride, huh?
Let it
Yeah, I
ride.
did this just for you.
Just for you. I did.
Any other things about the kids that are enjoyable and that make you happy when you're doing your job?
I like having my kids come down and help in the kitchen.
Oh, they love that. Yeah, they fight to
Yes,
do that. I
they
see them.
do.
I see them in classrooms when there's an invitation. They will knock each other over to come down there.
Oh, and I love it on GFS days because they can pick
Right.
everything.
They love it. They love stock.
We made the Thanksgiving dinner for them, and we decorated the cafeteria. We placed all their meals, so all they had to do is come in and sit down. And we had a few kids cry because they didn't have Thanksgiving. They weren't going to have Thanksgiving at their house. So, I mean, that made it was worth it. Every minute we spent. We started at 5:30 in the morning, food in the oven.
Mm-hmm.
And when they got there, it was ready. All they had to do was sit down and eat.
That's another thing that I think that the general public and maybe even staff in our buildings don't know is that the custodians and you are the first people there. Sometimes you beat the custodian there.
Yes.
Yeah, you see that? You see that? You think I don't see that? I see that. I said, okay, just want you to know I'm everywhere. I'm all over. So you beat the custodian there. So you get there and you start the process of opening school. And it's not just lunch, but it's breakfast and lunch. And I have to tell you, when I was a kid, I used to look at the menu. I mean, study it, and I couldn't wait for certain days. And so I would say, would you talk to the viewing audience about the menu itself, how it's constructed, and how you make it special? Because I do eat a little bit at different schools, and I mean things are different. Maybe the same menu, but just a little different.
Well, we're not allowed to use salt, so we have to season it with our own little seasonings to try to make it come out the way it tastes good for us. We know it's going to taste good for them.
That's
We're
important.
not-
They want it seasoned.
Yeah,
They
we're
want
not-
it to taste like home. And we try to get them as close to home as possible.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Close to home.
How about over there, opponents?
Same thing. Just basically making sure we can make it taste like them wanting it again and asking us. Like, we just had chicken Alfredo, I believe, on Wednesday, and they were like, yesterday, the little boy's like, oh, when we going to have it again? Okay, we just had it. He ready to have it as leftovers. I'm like, there was nothing to be left over.
Right.
I'm like, oh. I said, we'll have it, in the new year and things like that. It's just seeing their smiles, because most of them aren't even getting a hot meal. If they're at home making the food for themselves when they leave school or even in the morning, the long bus ride there, they're wanting breakfast. Can I have an extra? Yeah, eat that one first and come back, I make sure, because if we don't, it seems like that meal makes their day, the whole day, how they're going to act in class, different, how they're going to act, period. So some of them I'll see walking the halls like, oh, I didn't get breakfast, and it's already second period. I'm like, well, come on in, get something, get out the hallway, go to class.
Right.
And that makes a difference to a lot of them.
Thank you for bringing it up about
It really
the trip
does.
to school and its length. Some of the students are up as early as 4:30,
Yes.
4:45 in the
Yes.
morning. For people who don't know that,
Yeah.
our children are up early.
They are.
If they're in sports, that means they're there late.
Yeah.
So you could have a 13, 14-hour day at the high school, and that breakfast and lunch is really, really important.
Yeah.
Those are your meals, because there may not be another one
Yeah.
when you get home. And I don't know about let's just say this. All the pieces matter when it comes to student outcomes. We talk about the report card and what Dayton Public Schools is doing academically, and it's not just about teachers, or it's not just about principals or assistant principals or paraprofessionals. All of us matter, and nutrition services definitely matters. I can remember, especially in college, not having any money, being really hungry, and that's not a comfortable feeling to be hungry. And then you're in a class and you're supposed to be paying attention. That's difficult.
Yeah.
Very different.
And you see it a lot at the high school. You be wondering why the kids are walking around. And one little boy actually came to me. He was like, I ain't eating nothing. I can't sit in class, I was like, why? He's like, I'm hungry. And I was like, okay. So I kind of watch him on the daily, every day when he gets there. If he gets there earlier enough to be in class, I'm like, you should be in class now. But mostly it's like, it's the long ride there. And the walk, especially the walk from Ponitz, as far as the bus stop where it is. And it's cold now, so it's even more intense now. It's like, I got to make sure food is hot the whole time, because he wants us to stop. Even if breakfast is supposed to stop at that certain time, I kind of leave my door open and just like throw wander in. So hopefully Dr. Brown don't say nothing but wander in. Yeah, because if not, they're beating on the doors. They're beating on, like I know they're in there and they're beating on the front door. They're beating on our back door because we have two doors, and it's like, just let them get something, y'all.
I have
They'll
a
go to
young man.
class.
He's up. He told me he's up at 4:30. He said he gets himself ready for school. He said everybody else in the house is asleep. He said he gets his own self up in the middle school. So, and he says I don't have nothing to eat. He said because nobody's up to fix me anything to eat. So we always make sure he's set up when he gets there, because I know he's had a long morning. He get up same time I get up. I'm like, no, not these kids. They need that to start the day, and I'm gonna give it to them.
Yep.
One way or another, they gonna have it.
I love it.
They gonna have it.
I love
Yeah.
it.
And if they walk past me without anything on their plate, go get an apple. Just make me happy. Just go get an apple. If you don't want nothing back there, go get something. You can't walk past me without no food. Because I know they probably won't have nothing again. Maybe till tomorrow. Some of them. Who knows? We don't know. So
Yeah, because I have students that a lot of times they don't want what's there.
yeah.
And then they're like, well, like I'm just not going to eat. And I'm like, you want a Pop-Tart? Oh,
Yeah,
I'll take a Pop-Tart.
something.
Yeah,
Take something.
I'm going to grab some breakfast in the back
Yeah.
and feed them to them for lunch.
That's
like,
it.
I'm not going to let them go without nothing. Because, high school kids are just like, no, I don't want it. When they don't want it, they don't want it.
Right.
So I'm like, I ain't going to put up a fight,
That
but
is so
y'all
true.
here too long and your bellies need to be fed. So
All the
That's
secondary
it.
folks lean
Yeah.
back when you said that. They said
Yeah.
when they don't want it, they just they
don't
don't
want
want it.
it. I don't want no
That's
argument, no conversation.
I'm gonna
Like, I
find
just
something
want-
for you.
Yes.
That
yes.
is
So
so
now they
true.
come looking for me. Like I'm looking for the one lady. Like
Yeah.
what lady? Like there's a lot of us back here. So yes.
That is so true.
Now, when I come to Louise Troy, those kids are so happy, and they are really happy to tell me about their lunch.
Yeah.
And on a lot of occasions, they even ask if I will, how you have to open the ketchup, because that's a thing.
Yeah.
That's a definite thing. And sometimes they offer me parts of their lunch.
They will.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, do you want some?
My babies are awesome. I think they do real good at eating at my school. I've heard a lot of elementary say they've had a hard time getting the kids to eat, but I don't have.
No.
at 'em.
I don't have a trail
Mm-mm.
at our high school.
No, I see lots of empty plates there. I see people. How do I want to say this? They have it's like they're in a restaurant when they're sitting there. Yeah, because they're sitting side by side and facing forward. And so I always love coming over there and sharing conversations with them. Do you have the same issues at the elementary in terms of food,
don't want
food
it.
insecurity, and students being hungry?
Yeah, so the ones I know that don't eat much outside of school, those are the ones I normally have help me in the kitchen because I let them get their extra snacks for helping me. So they put it in their book bag. Take it home. I got something to eat for later.
We gotta spoil the kids.
They work for it.
Yeah.
You know, this podcast, I usually give it a name when we're done, and I'm already processing this right now. Just the level of compassion from all of you, and I know it permeates from here throughout the rest of the district. But this idea that you're going to do anything possible within the boundaries given to make sure that
Yes.
a child is not hungry.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
that's a real thing. That's one of those 5 C's for me. That's commitment.
That's it.
For sure. I mean, committed to making sure that they're not hungry. Jackson Center. It's our project for this year. It's different there if you've not been there. How are the kids? Yes, quite different. How are the kids over there dealing with lunch?
They're doing pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I like kind of setting the tone for the day, so to speak. You know, if you can come in and provide these kids a decent something to fill their bellies, then hopefully they can carry that on throughout the day and continue to keep a good attitude, you know, not only with us, but with the other adults in the school building, you know, and that's, you know, important to me.
Do teachers come down to eat?
Yes.
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 We got 2 faithful ones at Meadowdale. They
Okay.
don't miss.
Okay.
They don't miss, and so it's so we know when they coming. We already had their tray ready, put up to the side because they coming. It's like faithful. Like we have faithful customers.
Okay. Okay.
It's like the ones
Yes.
that know, they know.
Like excuse me, like they bum rushing through the kids, and I'm like, hold on, the kids got to eat first. We got your plate right here. We got you, promise.
What about any paraprofessionals? Do they come down to eat?
Not
No.
in my school. They
Not in your
No,
school?
not the parents. Not so
Okay.
much.
We have some. That
We
come.
have a few that might come at the end of the day, but that's about it. Yeah.
Hmm. What's changed over the years as you've done this job?
Preparation.
Ooh, yeah, preparation.
that
yes.
came- that-
Ooh, that
that's all-
came quick.
Yeah,
Yes.
that just-
Yes, ma'am.
Preparation.
Yes.
Tell me more.
Well, having to make the items that we need, so we want to make sure they're right. Like she said, like they're eating at home and stuff like that. So the preparation, it takes more time in order to do it. Like we making fresh sandwiches. A lot of them, they're not frozen sandwiches. We're actually got fresh meat. Everything's fresh. Then salads are fresh. Certain stuff is so fresh that we'll see some visitors coming to school and be like, y'all kids eating like this? I'm like, yeah. You know, they don't even believe it themselves when they come and look at certain stuff. Like, yeah, they are. But in more preparation for us, it's taking more time to make sure we get it right. So the first sandwich got to be like the last sandwich. So if that first kid in first lunch is getting it, that kid in the last lunch needs to have it looking the same way. So all that makes a big difference. And especially with the new thing for us, growing the vegetable and stuff like that, that's going to make a big difference too, because they're in our building seeing that it's being grown fresh. So when we start making those salads, they'll see, oh, that was the salad, the lettuce over, yeah, now it's fresh. So for them to see that they're getting fresh fruit, it's a big difference.
And it really gravitate for the other kids to start coming down to eat more.
Okay.
So wanting the lunch, wanting to come down there because they see if you just put a presentation out there in front of them.
Yeah.
A lot of times it's like new stuff that we present to them. Sometimes we'll put up a tray and just have a taster, like a taste, for them to come
Okay.
in and try it. You
Okay.
know? So
It make a big difference.
it make a lot, and then they'll come and tell us if it's a yes or a no for next time. So they definitely gonna tell us. So.
I survey my cafeteria quite a bit. And
Okay.
I ask them thumbs up, thumbs down. Let me know,
Yes.
should I do this again? Are we doing this again? And they let me know. And I'm gonna give them what they want
Yeah.
because I want them to eat. You know,
And
that's
sometimes we do have to
That's my goal.
rotate the menu around. 'Cause
Yeah,
sometimes
sometimes
they
we have to
absolutely
play with it a
won't
little
eat
bit.
that,
Have
so
to.
yes.
So when they won't eat it, do we take it off?
we just rotate it. Like
Yeah.
we just won't order it.
we have
Okay.
other options.
Options, so they
Okay.
We
get
have
more
other
I got it.
options that
Plenty
we
of
can
options.
use instead of
I got it.
whatever they had on the menu that day.
Yes.
Because if our kids are not going to eat, I'll just say pinto beans. If they're not going to eat them, why put them there? Give them something that they're going to eat. That's my whole goal is to feed you. So I'm going to give you something that you're going to eat.
Let's be
Yep.
clear, I'm not doing pinto beans either. I get it.
That's
Me either.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. I got it.
Even with the fresh fruit that's in our yogurt meals.
Yes.
Fresh fruit.
Yeah.
You know, it's not just
Some of the kids be like, don't put them.
Yeah, at
man,
the high school,
oranges
it's not
back in
just the
there.
2 cups
You
of
know,
fruit.
don't put
Yeah.
that straw, you know, but yes.
that make a difference.
Yeah, they love those parfaits.
Oh,
Yeah,
them
the
parfaits
parfaits with the fresh
go
fruit.
like hotcakes.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah. It's a must. Them got to go out every day.
Right.
Every
Parfaits.
Parfait.
I have to come and try
Please do.
them. Yeah.
Please
Yep.
do.
Strawberry,
Yes,
blueberry,
yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Oreo,
Cause my
grape,
team make a
pineapple.
note of that. I'm gonna go out and try that. I will let you all know. I'll take some pictures and send them back. I am gonna go out.
Yes.
And because that parfait. I mean, I'm
Blueberries. We got the
Yeah.
blueberries.
okay. I'm in now.
strawberries.
I'm in for sure. For
with your
sure.
granola on the
All
side.
right.
When I pull up at Thurgood, because it's convenient, but two, it's a reminder of my journey. I was a principal there, and I always pull up in the back and come through where food service is in the back, and I always speak to everybody there and stop and see what's on the menu for the day. Hi, Miss Ford. I text you back. That's one of their staff members there. She called me. I text her back, and I just want to say that like when I'm walking, I see that preparation too. Like you don't ever see anybody standing doing anything. Like
Right.
they're just
That's it.
moving. I see your people back there on that giant white table. Lots of food. Always prepping. How do I want to say this? When I was a principal, I was at every lunch duty. I knew all the nutrition service staff by name, first and last. I knew about their families. And I stood at the door to let kids in to make sure they behaved and that they were respectful. It's important to have a really good relationship with the principal, wouldn't you say?
Yes.
No, look at that. Six
That's my
yeses.
first place.
That's the same
That's my
page.
first
Six
place.
yeses.
Yes.
Six
Yes.
yeses. And
on the
so
same page.
I have that. I am going to have that as a cutout for the Principals Institute next summer when I asked that question and you all said yes. So I want to remind them that it's really, really important to have
That
a great
support.
relationship with the nutrition services staff.
Yes, please.
Definitely.
He said, yes, please. I was with your principal today. He's amazing.
He
Mr.
is
Good.
amazing. Yep. he
Yeah,
is.
very thoughtful. I see him at lunch duty, in there with the kids and making sure that they're enjoying themselves, not just behaving, but enjoying themselves.
He had to run to Skate World today. They had a skating party and they all forgot their lunches. So he had to run them all out to the skate.
That's my
was
guy.
nice.
That's my guy. That's my guy. That was nice. So your staff, when I walk in, there's usually, as best I can remember, I'm not an expert. There's anywhere from 4 to 6 people in staff. Is that about right?
Yeah, I have 6.
Depending on the size of the school.
Depending on the size of
Yeah.
the school.
Yeah.
Yeah. And do they come in at different times?
Yes.
Okay. And that means they leave at different times.
Yes.
It looks like they're a team. Is that?
Yes.
Is that?
Yeah.
With
We're
that?
a family until we go home.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, we always a family outside too. So some of us will get together, meet, and go have dinner and stuff. So we do
Really?
sometimes. Oh yes. Oh yes. It's a must.
Oh.
At
okay.
Meadowdale. Yes.
Yeah, I told you, I feel family
Well,
there.
Meadowdale, Fairview. So it's different schools. We all meet together. So yes.
Shout out to Wright Brothers. Special shout out to you. That's a family there too. One of the ones that I can see that I can really tell that it's not just a job. It's people there who expect to see each other every day.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they have systems and they know about each other's personal lives. And that, I'm just going to tell you, that's a special part about this job for me too. Whenever something goes bad, I always know where I can go find something positive. You know,
Yes.
or
That's
something
it.
where you're gonna feel good about it. Yeah. So whenever you see me, that means that something bad happened. So I'm trying to get away from it.
We're just coming to get popcorn.
Right. Or popcorn. Tell me what you like about your job most outside of the kids. I'm sure that's up there, but outside of the kids, what is it that you like about your job most?
The staff. I like the staff. The reason why I like the staff is because we all get along, and every day and every morning, when we come in, we all say good morning, and we give each other hugs every morning.
Mm-hmm.
And we ask each
That's a
other how
fact.
each other's day was, you know, and some may have a bad night. You just don't know. And like I say, like we spend time outside of work sometimes and meet and go have dinner together and talk about each other's family and what we gonna do over break or cook. Or sometimes we'll bring dishes in and have dinner amongst ourselves in the kitchen. So
Let me tell you something about your staff. You have a couple of staff members who are about my mother's age, and when I go in there, they make me feel like I'm around my mother.
well, 3 of them graduated with my mother from Roosevelt High School. that
Okay,
I'm
so
working
then
with.
we
So-
there it is.
And so
Right?
there we
Yeah,
go.
right. So when I go in there, I'm like, hey,
But I didn't want to go there. But
yeah, I'm like, okay.
I call them my
I'm-
aunties.
Yes. A couple know my mother, so I'm always on my
Yes.
best behavior there, Mom.
Right, so I got to stay on mine because they were mom's classmates.
Right. You're right, Roosevelt. They
Yes,
are
Roosevelt's Tech.
so sweet. We're just getting this up and running at Jackson Center. I can tell that the kids, this is different, but it's a good different. It feels like there's a lot of space, feels like there's a lot of autonomy. There's not as many kids there. And so I see you all sometimes sitting and having conversations with kids, which I think are amazing.
We do. And I think it's great to be able to give that one-on-one,
Mm-hmm.
you know, to these kids. And sometimes they're the kids that need it the most, you know, are the kids that,
They are.
you know, we have to feed every day. And it just feels good to be able to do that.
Westwood. I haven't been there as much as I have in the past. I love the setup in Westwood. Tell me how it's going at Westwood this year.
I love it. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. No complaints.
You know why I asked for you to be on?
Why?
Eugene, there's only a couple of men
right.
who are. There's only a couple of men. When I was, as I'm in all the schools, and they were like, "Well, who do you want on?" I said, "Well, we gotta have at least one guy on, right? Because the women dominate this thing, right? So that's how you got one."
Okay.
I'm not saying you're not good. I'm just telling you that's how you got on.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
And he showed up.
Right.
He did. Yeah. I was concerned about that. We put an APB out on for you. No. So you got to get at least one fellow on here. Well, I got my cue in the back. I only have a couple minutes. What would you say to the community about individually your job, what you do, and how important it is to our kids as we close out? And by the way, representing all the high schools.
I know, I love that way.
They don't know how hard it is to get up every morning and make sure we're there on time and make sure the food is hot and fresh for their child for breakfast. Being just one person when you're the manager coming in. And they don't know what effort we put to make sure we're going to be able to feed over 500 kids for breakfast every morning. And just some kid might be cussing and fussing, but we're still embracing their child to make sure they're fed, to go to class, to make sure they're okay. It's hard being the lunch lady because it's us against the kids, it feels like sometimes. Because we have to make sure it's right for them every morning. We're making sure this food is hot because we don't know what type of household they come from or the walk that they had to get to the building or anything. Just enduring us being the lunch lady, it's hard to make the first meal, like for the last kid, be the same meal that the first kid got. That's hard every day. And they look at us like, oh yeah, that's the lunch lady. But on down the road, here they come giving you a hug, thank you. And you're like, oh, okay. And, have a good day. It's out of the blue. But it's hard. For the parents that don't know, it's real hard. It's not just us warming up something coming out of a box. No, we're doing more than that.
Yeah.
And that takes a toll on you on a day-to-day basis.
Anybody else?
I want the parents to know that that we give them their all, give the kids our all, and that we prepare food and we prepare it the way we think that they would like to have it. And if they come home hungry, it's because they want to come home hungry. Not because it wasn't there. It's there for them to, we give them a lot of options.
Yeah.
If you don't want peanut butter, then you eat steak. Just for,
Right.
cheesesteak. So there's options. There's always options. So if they ever say they didn't have anything I want, okay, they might not have had it on the right, but they got it on the left. So if they're going home hungry, it's because they want to go home hungry.
I think we got a board member who wants them to have steak and shrimp. And anybody else? What would you say to the community, parents, those watching DPS about nutrition services? And while you're thinking, I want to say that this has been really fun for me because I see all of you, but so thoughtful and so well spoken around what we do and how we do it. And I don't know that I've ever heard you talk until today. Oh, okay. Okie dokie. Well, I think that I think we've summarized what we do and how we do it for students here in DPS. You can see the care, concern, commitment, just the motherly and fatherly love, and I mean that. That word is overused, but that type of love that comes from the folks who prepare the nutrition and sustenance for our students. That's what it is, love. And so I appreciate you, all of you, all 27 sites, and the work that we do. I mean this. I don't go into a place where I don't feel this same type of energy when I go into the cafeteria and see folks working. Amber, you are really lucky. In fact, you have an assistant position over there open. I'm going to apply.